to Doctor Who Radio Show. I'm That's The Way It Goes, better known as Dave, and this is
Stephen Price, Wales, UK.
And this is a very British, English and Welsh edition of Doctor Who Radio Show. Even more British for the fact that it will be covering what we know so far about Season 8 of Doctor Who. Peter Capaldi's first season as the 12th, or the first Doctor, if you like, of the new life cycle he gained in Time of the Doctor. So let's start. We know that, well, obviously it's Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, Jenna Coleman as Clara Oswin, but also we have Danny Pink as a new black companion, as well as Madame Vastra, Jenny Flint, Strax, some bloke called Inspector Gregson, and quite possibly River Song. And we also have in the guest list Robin Hood, the Sheriff of Nottingham, Friar Tuck, I wonder who that refers to. We have in the villain corner we have Clockwork Droids, Daleks, robots, Minotaur-like creatures, Mrs. Delphox, and, as I mentioned before, the Sheriff of Nottingham, as Americans put it. 13 episodes, not including the Christmas special. So let's have a look at the actual stories themselves. Now, as we all know, they have been uploading fan-recorded filming of Peter Capaldi and Coleman doing their scenes, and the first episode is a predominantly Victorian London, which features the return of the Paternoster gang. That's Jenny, Strax and Madame Vastra. So what do we know so far about that story, would you think, Steve?
Is it something to do with Jack the Ripper or something?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so Tony pointed out it could be something to do with Jack the Ripper.
I think Stephen Moffat has added, now it's time for the old beast to snarl at you for a bit, whatever that means.
I did they were filming down in Porthcawl, which is in South Wales by the seaside, and they were filming in this old building which I think it used to be a nursing home or an hotel, and they were filmed. I heard a rumour that it's about a ghost of a girl.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
Because for you who don't know, Stephen Price has been to many Doctor Who locations going back as far as the late part of the 10th Doctor's era, David Tennant.
That's where I first seen him. That's my first location with David Tennant.
So you've been to 3 Doctors worth. You're about to meet your 5th Doctor Who, incarnation wise.
Yeah. Sylvester McCoy in August.
And you've actually met Peter Capaldi?
He waved to me, but he was coming out of his car, going into the film. He was.
Ah, so have you actually been to filming of the new series, or?
Yes, it was. You couldn't see anything going on because it was indoors, you know.
Ah, sort of inside studio type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says Jack the Ripper, Clockwork Droids, as I said before, Vastra and Jenny and Strax, and also, as we all know now, the 11th Doctor bizarrely makes well, not a return. He phones Jenny up from before he regenerated and reset in Time with the Doctor.
Yes, I seen the video of that.
You've seen
Yeah, I've seen that video which was posted at that time, like, you know.
So that sort of suggests that he already had an idea or some foreknowledge of his soon-to-happen regeneration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rather nice spin on the whole thing. So here, this is, bear in mind everyone, this is, the 12th Doctor's first story. So it's a bit strange really, because he's been thrust into a rather dangerous time. Secondly, in the actual Davies story of the 12th Doctor, you have a situation where his past self, who's soon to become him, and he used to be him, well, one of them anyway, is actually making a automatic return, which has never happened before.
I think Peter Capaldi will be there for a long time, because he's been I'm 55, he's 56. It's only about a week between us, our birthdays. Well, as you can see, when he became the Doctor on the night he was, they showed a letter that he wrote to the BBC when he was about 15, I think it was. And I think he might outlast Tom Baker's reign as the Doctor.
Ah, really?
And also, I think you play it a bit like John Pertwee,
who would have been roughly the Doctor at the time that he wrote that letter.
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant. He's been dumped in the middle of Victorian London, and he's got a sort of unit assemble almost, if you like. So it's a bit like, the third Doctor finding himself in completely alien territory and in a vulnerable state, if you like, but also a complete different change to Dylan Farrer and the Christmas invasion. Although oddly enough, yet again he's basically crashing into the situation, out of his control. And that is written by Stephen Moffat, so I'm be very interested to see how that works out. Moffat has also said that Capaldi is going to be older, trickier, and a fiercer Doctor. Anyway, let's go on to the second story, which is rumoured to be a Dalek story. Now this is going to be written, well, it was written, it's already been written, by Philip Ford and directed by Ben Wheatley. And apparently Ford has teased that it's supposed to be behind enemy lines. So I'm wondering, everyone, if that might possibly be a hint that it might be set on Skaro or a Dalek territory, perhaps.
Could well be, yeah.
And what does the clue lasagna mean? Is it? I just thought that sounded a bit like souffles from one of the first stories of Clara's. It seems a bit of a coincidence to me that it's rumoured to be a Dalek story, and you've got another thing that you sort of make in a oven type thing, lasagna. Do you think that will be reboot for the Daleks at all, Stephen?
Yes, I hope they don't bring those Teletubby Daleks back. I don't want to see. Do you know when somebody is attending a Doctor Who premiere, there's always one of those Teletubby Daleks stuck outside. I hate those. I hate
Mighty
those Daleks.
Morphin Power Ranger ones.
Yeah, I didn't like them.
Blimey up. Yeah. Because I have no idea, there's no pictures or anything of that story at all. But there are plenty of footage and pictures of the next story, which is story 3, which is again rumoured to be entitled The Robots of Sherwood, which as obviously features Robin Hood, the Sheriff, Friar Tuck, Alan Adair, and Master Quayle.
Does it say who was it written by? Who's the writer? Mark
Gatiss, who of course has had a long history of Doctor Who novels and stories and audios, and of course did the most recent drama about the William Hartnell era of Doctor Who.
Yeah, Mark Gatiss is a excellent writer,
and it's a period costume historical story. What do you think about this then, since it involves robots?
We'll have to wait and see. Should be interesting.
Episode 4, written by Moffat and directed by Douglas Mackinnon, is something that is very interesting for two reasons. One, it introduces Danny Pink, the new companion, and also a teacher from Coal Hill School. Now, in Day of the Doctor, we saw that Clara was actually teaching at Coal Hill School at the start of the episode, the special 50th anniversary extravaganza. And the title is rumoured to be Listen. When you talk to yourself, what if the person you're talking to isn't really you? What do you think this means for Doctor Who? Because this is not only the introduction of a new companion, but it's the very first time that we've had, well, this is big, Coal Hill School, the very first location, even before the TARDIS interior in the series Doctor Who itself.
Yeah, it's an earthly child, wasn't it, at the Coal Hill School, wasn't it?
They've reintroduced Coal Hill School in a permanent way, it's modern Coal Hill School. So do you think you'll have any character traits similar to Ian Chesterton, perhaps?
Could well be, yeah.
It says Samuel Anderson, the one who plays Danny Pink, is a recurring character, so perhaps he'll be like Rose Tyler's mum in that respect, or the last sort of male black companion who was of course Mickey.
Is it just a rumour? Is he just going to be in one episode, or is he going to be in the whole season?
It doesn't actually say. It does say recurring character, so I'm presuming that would be more. So Coal Hill School would be very much like the counter estate that the TARDIS came from, and I can't think of anything else really. Oh, or the recurrence of Clara Oswin in different time periods, a person or a location that's returned to, so to speak. Makes rather sense really, because it's been reintroduced in the 50th story, 50th anniversary story, Day of the Doctor, and now it's sort of almost been reset, just like the Doctor himself in this strange way. The next episode, Mrs. Delphox, episode 5, written by Steve Thompson, directed again by Douglas Mackinnon, so I'm presuming that Pink will be in this story. Keeley Hawes, who appeared in the sequel to Ashes, plays the mysterious Miss Delphox. Cue the theories that she's actually the Rani. And the synopsis that we have so far, Stephen, is that the Doctor and Clara come face to face with the mysterious aforementioned lady when they arrive on a strange and puzzling planet. She's a powerful out-of-this-world character with a dark secret. The rumoured title apparently is called Time Heist. So what does that sort of impress on your Welsh intelligent mind? Because I just find it I find it rather fascinating. She reminds me of the character from Partners in Crime, and we have had this situation where we know the Time Lords aren't actually wiped out at all, so the possibility of her being a time lady is far more likely or possible than it was before. Episode 6 is by Gareth Roberts, who should be familiar to Doctor Who fans, directed by Paul Murphy. very vague details in this, except that we do have a return to Coal Hill School, and the 12th Doctor apparently is posing as a caretaker.
Oh, I wonder what's going on in there then. Why is he a caretaker in the school? Something he's investigating.
Yeah, that's a good theory, yeah. Just like he used to do as the 3rd Doctor, sort of, or 4th Doctor, pretending to be so-and-so to... Sarah Jane Smith did that a lot as well, of course. They get on site and, get involved
in the mystery. Solve something that's happening in the school, he does.
Interestingly enough, that does feature Danny Pink, so that proves my theory about, them returning to Coal Hill, where, of course, Danny Pink teaches. It reminds me, actually, of... In Rose, there's this theory that the person who just got killed was the caretaker that Rose goes looking for. So maybe the Doctor impersonated him to sort of find out what was going on, which led to discovering the Autons. Episode 7, simply, as far as we know so far, is written by Peter Harness, or Jamie Mathieson, to be confirmed apparently, directed by Paul Wilmshurst, with the working rumoured title Kill the Moon. Episode 8, again, is directed by Peter Harness and the other bloke, and also directed by Wilmshurst. Rumoured title Mummy on the Orient Express.
Mummy on the Orient Express? That sounds good.
Dinosaurs on a spaceship.
The mummies on a train.
Oh boy. So perhaps that's going to have a sort of Egypt sort of discovery of
whether the mummies in the guards van, is it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, or like an Egyptian type thing. So does that sound to you like a sort of comedy episode?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Episode 9 is, well, I don't think that has been written or even directed yet, because it says to be confirmed. But the rumoured title is Flatline. Oh dear, that sounds a bit like the previous ghost story we had from the last season.
Yeah. So how many episodes are they filming altogether? Is it 12 or 13?
Yep, they have 13, and the 14th being the Christmas special, which is written by Stephen Moffat. So he does the first story of the season, but all the others have been handled by different writers, Gatiss, etc. And episodes 10 to 12 don't have any real details at all, so they haven't been written or filmed yet at all.
Yeah.
So what do you think, from what we know about these story details, etc., about the sort of taste and experience for the viewer of the season so far?
Yeah, sounds very good. Sounds very, very interesting, and can't wait to see what happens when it's broadcast.
Cool. We have the possibility of a mysterious character, Danny Pink. There was the suggestion that the Master might be returning. Actually, I think that's a likely thing, actually.
No, they're going to bring...
But,
it'll have to be John Sims. It can't be somebody else. Because, we're going to see John Sims regenerate into another person,
you think he's finally going to sort of step aside, so to speak, for a new Master?
I think it's just rumours.
You don't think the Master is returning at all?
No, if he is, it's going to be John Sims, obviously. Can't be somebody else.
You think Jack the Ripper might be the Master, or some other recurring character?
No, it could be alien form. I don't think he's a Master.
Well, certainly have far clearer details closer and closer to the air date, which is supposed to be summer, autumn time or something like that. And from what Stephen Moffat has actually said, Steve, this will be a continuous 13 episode run. Not a bloody split, in half thing.
Like you've had.
What do you think about the change to the TARDIS crew? Because apart from Capaldi, we also have Danny Pink, even though technically he's black.
Yeah, that's alright, yeah. Nice to have newer people on board.
And I mean, how would that change the dynamic? Because we've really haven't had any sort of, free people in the TARDIS.
I hope there's no love interest, like you had Rose with Mickey Smith. Romantic,
What do you mean in reference to that? Do you mean how they portrayed Mickey Smith at first, or?
No, it's well, you're leaving me, you go with him, and I love you and all this and that. I want that crap out of the way,
Well, because when he first appeared, he was for comedy relief, and then I think it was when he returned in Doomsday, they toughened him up a bit. But what I did like about Mickey Smith, he started rightly to resent the Doctor, and that's why he didn't really feel in love with Rose as much as he used to.
And he ended up marrying Martha Jones instead.
Lucky bastard. I'm sorry everyone, but quite frankly I think Martha Jones was superior to Rose Tyler in both character and appearance, I mean, seriously, it has these, let's just say I like black women, so, But do you think they'll be taking Danny Pink down a different route to the character of Mickey Smith? Perhaps a bit more serious? Because he does look a bit more serious in the promo pictures.
It might be like Ian Chesterton, is it? That sort of, but a tougher image, you
mean sort of questioning the Doctor, because he did that quite a bit. Because as soon as he met the Doctor all those years ago, 51 years ago now, he was questioning the Doctor, even doubting the sanity of the TARDIS, because he was known to clash just like Barbara Wright with the first Doctor. There was so much more friction at certain times in certain stories than there was, later on, really. So do you think that's what Danny Pink will be? He'll clash with the Doctor?
He'll be like a tougher companion,
A sort of no-nonsense, because as a teacher, he's going to be critical. Who do you think this Hawes character is? Any speculation at all, Steve?
No, none at all.
Well, thank you for coming on to the show. It's really good for your critical analysis of the episodes. But it says something about a strange and puzzling planet. Could it be Gallifrey, do you think, possibly? Unknown to the Doctor?
Bring Gallifrey back in this series. But it might do it series 9.
Gallifrey is out there because they sent a new regeneration cycle after Clara in tears begged the Time Lords to help. So perhaps the Doctor, ever since the War Doctor was amnesiaed into thinking he destroyed Gallifrey, has actually been landing on planets, just like in Trial of a Time Lord, where they land on that planet that is actually Earth, but they don't know it's Earth. Ravalox. Perhaps the same thing's happened with Gallifrey. And one more thing, I hope you've enjoyed this. My apologies to the viewers, but this is literally off the top of our heads, and some stories have lots of information, like the robots of Sherwood, and others don't have any information at all, because from the sound of it, they haven't even started to write their bloody things. But one thing which we haven't touched on, which I know Stephen and many Doctor Who fans are going to enjoy is, where does River Song fit in this? Because this is the new beginning of a new era and a new life cycle. So, is it curtains for Miss Song? Has the song finally been, sung? It makes her sound like a Japanese.
I don't think so. I think she will appear and be killed off, or just go away.
Now, in past Doctor Who radio shows, I've enjoyed putting this point to some people, and enjoyed even more so hearing their delight at the thought of no more River Song.
She might come back, and you never know, in a Christmas special.
Has she basically been, superseded in sort of, there's too many aces in the deck for the Doctor, so would she be out at sea? Can I think of any more puns? Because you have three, well, fuck's sake, you have three of the a good man went to war companions. You have, Clara, the girl who, no, that's not Girl Who Waited, the Impossible Girl, and you have Danny Pink, who's actually black. So would there actually be any room in the plotline or narrative for her? Would she be basically like, Unit were at the start of the Fourth Doctor's era, sort of unwelcome, really?
I don't know.
What do you think, Steve?
I don't know how they're gonna have her in the episode. How they're gonna work it out,
Kill her off? How would they kill River Song off there?
Exactly, because she's regenerated. I don't know many times, is she?
She gave all her regenerations to the Doctor, though, didn't she? So she would be like the Doctor in time of the Doctor. Unless she should be floating down. Sorry, go on, Steve.
The 12th Doctor goes back in time and meets River Song.
That's like going back in time and meeting your ex, though, isn't it? Oh boy. She's only hinted at returning. So I think she's the new Brigadier. She's the new Brigadier. In the Terror of the Crinoids, or that Crinoid story, where you had the Doctor being told about the Brigadier, but all you saw was, I can't remember what it was, but the one with the plants. The Seeds of Doom. Seeds of Death. That's the Seeds of Doom. You don't actually have the Brigadier unit, but you have somebody else. They basically replaced the Brigadier with some other pompous twit. So you might Alex Kingston might do a Sylvester McCoy in a blonde wig. You might have somebody else pretending to be her. You might have a male double in a blonde River Song wig with a deep voice going, "Hello, sweetie."
Oh, like Lily Savage, is it?
Yeah, Lily Savage in the TARDIS console room. And on that thought, I'm afraid that's all time we have for Doctor Who Radio Show. I have been and always will be, that's the way it goes. And this has been
Stephen Price, Wheels UK.
Come on down. Quick fire sort of analysis of what we know so far of a season 8, which we'll probably do another one with more details. But what do you think, viewers? Thank you for joining us, and keep hooing.